counts as a point, so whoever wins 2 out of the 3 matches gets 1 point for the team going into the singles.
Oh, and then from the frenetic pace of doubles, we go to singles. There'll be 6 matches taking place simultaneously. We'll talk more about that when we're the doubles. Here are the lineups for the Bulldogs and the Aggies. It's going to be some terrific tennis to behold because Esposito and Bennett, they are not going to be on the court. Neither are Johnson and Perry. We're going to see Georgia and Texas A&M in action. There's Mark Weaver, who's in his 11th season as head coach of Texas A&M. This is the group we're going to see, Jill, and this is the excitement because we got Perez Cupras for Texas A&M in 1 doubles against Lopata and her partner Poxtete, and then you've got Dillick and Merritt, who are one of the best teams in the country, ranked 4th on the 2 court. I mean, there's a lot to watch. In fact, this is a peek in on all 3 courts right now as things are underway. Yeah, so we will keep you abreast of everything on courts 1, 2, and 3 as the day unfolds. But we're going to start on court numero 1, and why not? Taking a peek at this top 20 matchup. 19th ranked pair from Georgia, Anastasia Lopata and Patricia Paustete, versus the Aggies of A&M, Mia Cupras, putting the ball in play, and her partner, the little mighty Mike from Peru, Luciana Perez. Opening point went to Perez and Cupras, serving 15 love. Wow, that's just the 2nd point, and already some fire from the Dogs.
I was thinking we're just going to see a lot of long exchanges here. I mean, such high-quality players all across the board, and these 2 teams very solid. Lopata on the left there, just one of the most consistent players for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, she's been a force to reckon with in both disciplines for Georgia, as Nastia Lopata. Mia Cupras, the senior from Edmonton, Alberta, at the top of your screen. And there's her partner, Luciana Perez. She is just an energetic, mighty Mite, standing at 5'2".
One of the quickest players on the court. Yeah, you're going to see her looking to get very involved at the net, especially with the way that Cupras can hit with such power off the baseline. It's great to have someone quick at the net to be able to take control.
Cupras and Perez, the 11th ranked team in the ITA national poll for doubles. Slotted in the #1 position, but but 2 dual meets this year. This has been their home, and they have been producing quality results. Ball took a little wicked hop out, but Perez able to keep things under control. Lopata and Poxtete, as mentioned, in the top 20. Both teams occupying space amongst the elite. Patricia is 5'10", hails from Lithuania, also very active and really contributing in her freshman year. Perez says we're done here. And the opening game goes the way of the Aggies. Doubles underway in semifinal number 2. Break point here in game number 2. Merck puts this one away, and that's a break at love for 2-love in favor of the Georgia Bulldogs.
What a great play from Dillick. That was a beautiful lob, and then good recognition from Mert just to take control of the net.
They are 8-2 in the number 2 position this year. They've won 6 overall completed matches. Their 15-6 record is tied for the lead on the Bulldogs squad for most doubles wins. So you could say they become quite dependable in this position. .9", Denise Dillick at the line. She's the freshman from Ankara, Turkey. housekeeping to do before we can get back underway. Back to receive Violeta Martinez of Texas A&M. Boisterous crowd, to say the least, here at the Dan McGill Tennis Complex. Jill, the Athens faithful love their dogs.
It's awesome atmosphere out there, and I think something that the Georgia Bulldogs, the team, and Drake Bernstein has said how much they love playing in front of this noisy crowd. They embrace it. They love the atmosphere. It's going to be a little bit tough for A&M to try and not get too distracted.
Marie and Martinez have partnered through much of this season. Not a lot of results overall in the amount of matches that they have played, but they've been successful more often than not. They did finally put a win together as Merritt with the put away. There was the hero yesterday for Texas A&M. Violeta Martinez in her singles match clinched at 12:25 a.m. Now that's today. Not long ago, Jill.
No, wow, earlier today. I'm sure, and you can't go to sleep right away. I'm sure she was up for at least a couple more hours because the adrenaline was just flowing. Hence why they have the night match tonight, but also playing the Bulldogs, of course, in prime time.
Oh, yeah, they wanted the Bulldogs under lights, and no surprise. Georgia got slotted here. Good guide up the line from Amarie.
Yeah, I think that's an important play for A&M, especially against Mert, who does like to cross quite a bit at the net, just to keep her honest, use that line occasionally.
For the fourth-ranked Bulldogs, they were up 5-2 in the opening round against Alabama State, but didn't finish. They did get their one win, and it was decisive in the second round against Charlotte. They dominated 6-1. They were up. Yeah, they were up against UCLA Bruins in the Super Regional, 5-2 as well, but that also went unfinished. They were down yesterday in the quarterfinal against North Carolina State, 3-5, but play expired, and they didn't get a finished judgment, so they just got one win in doubles. They're looking to add a little fire and spice to the Bulldogs' approach today against a talented Texas A&M squad. So a chance for 3-love. Delic on the doorstep. On serve on the other two courts. And that'll do quite nicely on court two for the Bulldogs. Hold, break, hold. And they've got the upper hand. The Georgia duo of Emma Dong and Anastasia Gureva taking on Lexington Reed and Darius Matanikov of Texas A&M. In the three spot, Dong and Gureva have been phenomenal, as it'll be the tallest Bulldog. Gureva, the sophomore from Samara, Russia, serving 30-15. All they've done is win, Jill. Alabama State shut out the late, well, didn't shut out, but crushed the Lady Hornets 6-1. Charlotte, comfortable 6-3 win. Stepped up once more against UCLA 6-2. And they got the better of a very talented pair for NC State, winning 6-4. So 4-0 in NCAA play, Dong and Gureva. And gets the little lucky kiss. That's home court advantage.
It is, yeah. So service ace winner. Well, the reason they've been so dominant, I mean, Gureva in particular has got one of the biggest serves, and she can just set up Dong so well at the net. And I love the fact that they use the I formation on Gareva's serve with the power that she brings. It's so difficult to get a clean strike on the return. So they understand each other's games very well.
This is Texas A&M's sophomore from Orlando, Florida, 5'9" Lexington Reed.
Some good power from Reed off the ground. Noticing Dong just coming forward. Hit it flat right at the feet. Excellent accuracy. We're talking about Gareva's serve, but Reed has one of the biggest serves as well. That's one of her biggest weapons in her game.
Now, talking about the progress of Georgia, this is a quality team in the number 3 position. Reed and Smetanikoff 17-7. Got the opening win when they played Quinnipiac with a straightforward 6-2 victory. Oh, and Smetanikoff makes a tactical error, and Dong makes her pay.
Well, she just had, I think, 5 shots picked out in her head of what to do, and thought she would have had the .1. Noticed Dong like pretty far back, and just didn't get enough pace on that to bounce it up high enough.
As good as Reed and Smetanikoff have been this year, though, they've had a kind of helter-skelter NCAA tournament, because after the Quinnipiac win, they were shut down by the Baylor Bears, blanked 6-love. They lost to USC in the Super Regional 6-4, and yesterday in the quarterfinals were tripped up by the North Carolina duo 6-2. So they've had a rough go of late.
Well, not a bad idea for a Dong to move there, but Reed saw it and was able to get it just right into her body.
A&M looking for some kind of positivity, because they trail by at least a break on the other 2 courts. Georgia up 3-1 on court 1, and 2 points away from taking a 5-love lead next door on court number 2. So A&M has the merit of Georgia. The crowd is adding another dimension. They have really filled it. It's about 5,000 when filled to capacity here at Dan McGill Tennis Complex. They came to play their part.
As you would expect, but I don't think, I do feel like it's making a little bit of an impact. I think in this particular match, Martinez and Emre got to a little bit of a slow start, and they just are just taking a while to find kind of their form, but Dillick and Mert have been absolutely perfect.
Whoa, target practice. Mert fires a shot across the bow, and Martinez has to duck and cover.
Well, she did that in the first game, and she actually gave a little bit of a smile, and I think just gives you an indication of how well she's seeing the ball, how good she's feeling the ball. She hits a ton on the forehand.
Georgia has just taken a 4-1 lead next door on court number 1, so Bulldogs feeling very much in the driver's seat at this point. Court number 3 is on serve as it continues thus far through 5 games. You see how the freshman Demarie handles the pressure as she tries to get the Aggies on the board.
A couple Good serves back to back from Amarie.
And there is going to be a digit placed on the scoreboard on court number 2. There will be no bagel served up, but it's still a very comfortable lead for Georgia. Three all on court 3. As things have gotten away in game number 6 on court number 1. Anastasia Lopata serving 4-1 for the Bulldogs. And now it will be Denise Delic trying to serve out on court number 2.
Excellent touch from Mert, but what an amazing pickup from Delic. That was a very good return and just stayed with the ball so well. Didn't try and overplay it. Went for a slightly bigger second serve there, just missed it. Double fault from Delic.
Mert spent a lot of time last season as a sophomore, contributing as the number 3 doubles team, but now in the move to number 2 with Delic, they have been a force to reckon with on the season. Their 4th ranking in the nation, indicative of that. Lopata on court number 1 for Georgia has just held, and it's 5-1 in favor of the Bulldogs there as well.
Great spot right down the center from Amarie. Mert just unable to hit that ball cleanly. Just hit the volley and just sat there for Amarie.
So the Texas A&M's Perez serving to try to prolong the opening set on 1. And 2 points away on court number 2. Georgia from taking the first half of the doubles point.
Well, it's the right move from Martinez on number 2, but just couldn't control the volley, just trying to get involved. Another double fault from Delic, just completely jumping backwards on that serve and gives A&M a break point opportunity. And again, too much power from Lopata off the ground, creates an unforced error.
Break chance for the Aggies on court 2. Serve to the body to
really
earn a deciding point.
Yeah. My goodness, after a couple double faults in this game, really went after that second serve.
Decided to be bold and learn the Dogs a chance to wrap up court number 2. Well, Dillick, a couple of double faults, and the last ones are undoing, so that gives Aggies a little breath of fresh air as they find themselves still in the hunt. Back over to court number 1. Oh, that was wicked. Did you see? I mean, the spin on that ball just sort of curved it in the air.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are the types of balls that, when you look at the flight of them, they always look like they're going to fly long, and then because of the rotation, just dips back down the court.
Big strike from Perez, and sometimes just that little feeling, it's contagious from court to court as A&M got back in it on court 2, maybe court number 1 now feeling that. And they are in the hunt too. So Georgia unable to close it out. And a couple of efforts from 5-1, they'll have a chance as they'll be serving forward on court 1. Court number 2 has the Aggies at the line. Violeta Martinez steps to the line.
Yeah, it's too much. You can hear it off the sound of her racket. Just got a little bit too much power. Just holding back a little bit in that point from Mert. She's been so aggressive and going after the ball, and just that instance just took her foot off the gas.
A little volley drill as Amarie is able to win the battle on court number 2. 35th ranked team in the nation from Texas A&M starting to make their move. Wow.
That's good positioning that Lapata at the net. And she was able to do that so easily because of a very accurate serve from her partner.
Paxtita solid at 5'10". She's got a nice reach. She's got a nice motion. She can pick her spots, and Lapata can clean it up. I present Exhibit A.
Yeah, again, another perfectly placed serve, but I love that Lapata does not hesitate. She's always so willing to take that ball as soon as it goes up in the air.
And after missing out on a chance to seal the deal, court 1 now has quadruple match point for Georgia. Martinez at 40 love for Texas A&M on court 2 to close the gap to 5-3, and it's 4-all on court number 3. Wow, this time it's Perez.
That was big.
Buzzes the tower.
My goodness. Totally committed to that forehand, and good spot right just down the center of the court, anticipating Lapata to make the move.
Lapata did well to duck out of the way. That was coming right to tattoo her on the forehead.
Another great return from Mert, this time on the backhand side.
Perez able to paint the line.
She trusts her forehand so well. That one just, I think, was sort of at the back of the line. Georgia thought that one was just going to miss.
And A&M has held. It's 5-3 on court number 2. Georgia will have a second chance to try to serve it out there. Still 4-all on court number 3. Stita still trying to get it done, and Lopata can't finish at the net. And now it has got intriguing, as will be a deciding point.
It's the first volley I've seen Lopata miss this whole set.
Stita will be serving to Perez. Fourth try at grabbing the set for the Bulldogs.
It's good recognition there from Mert to dip it to the feet of Amarie.
Oh my, what a finish. And that is a little home cooking that works out well for the Bulldogs. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Sometimes it's just better to be good in general. What a little kiss.
Oh.
And the drag across the line. And that's the opening set for Georgia on court number 1. Half the point. And now to court number 2 to see if the other half can go the Bulldogs' way, as Merritt trying to wrap it up and is 2 points away.
That's been good fighting back here from A&M from 5-love down. But Mert just a little bit stronger so far on the serve.
Oh, she played it close. Was that out?
I think Mert called it out, yeah.
Mert did call it out.
It was out. She just missed.
Amarie can't find the length. Mert looking to finish in style. Georgia a point away from the opening point and access to the scoreboard. Georgia relies on the home court advantage and a vibrant crowd to pick up the doubles point. 20-2 this year when they win the doubles point, and they've got the upper hand. Auburn awaits, and Georgia makes the first dramatic step forward in semifinal number 2.
Unbelievable how much they've met in finals, and Georgia has just gotten the edge against A&M more often than not, and it's just become this big rivalry that I think we just always get excited about when they meet up. Of course, today it's in a semifinal, so a lot at stake to make a final here for either one of these teams.
Yeah, SEC finals, national championship finals. The last 2 years, it comes down to the talent of both teams, particularly when it comes to singles. You've got the great output from the #1 players, Lopata and Perez. That's going to be something we will keep a sharp eye on, lest we forget everywhere on all 6 courts there's talent. Don't overlook court 5. Emma Dung has been on a terrific tear of late. Violeta Martinez had late night heroics yesterday. Sofia Rojas has wrapped up things for the Bulldogs on court 6 numerous times. But Daria Smetanikov is not one to look past either. So everywhere you look, things are going to be exciting. So singles play, once again, let's remind you, there are 6 matches. They're all going to take place at the same time. Georgia only needs to win half of the 6 matches in order to triumph and face Auburn tomorrow. Texas A&M, on the other hand, Jill, has
their work cut out for them. Yeah, they got to win 4 of the 6 matches, having lost the doubles point. But as we know, all of these matches are going to be very, very competitive.
As we said, for Georgia, it bodes well. They won the doubles point. They're 20-2 this year when doing so. They have not won a match. They're 0-5 when they lost, so that's academic. But for Texas A&M, they have had their problems taking the doubles point, but they're 7-4 this year when they lose the doubles point, and they lost the doubles point the last 3 matches coming into today and still emerged victorious. So a comeback is not out of the question today. Court number 1. So with Anastasia Lopata and Luciana Perez, what do we have here? We've got 2 very talented players, to say the least. Serving is 19th ranked Anastasia Lopata, the senior from Kyiv in Ukraine, a business and finance major. Get things underway.
Well, both of these have been so consistent across the board. Luciana Perez has been undefeated this season. It's been an unbelievable year for her, and over the course of her career here at the college level, she's just gotten stronger and stronger, and Coach Mark Weaver saying she's one of the most mentally tough now. We're going to see a lot of long rallies between these two. Both very consistent players. Lopata is such a good mover, defends very well. Perez, I think, brings a little bit more firepower, especially on the forehand side off the ground. So she's got to pick and choose and be patient about when to pull the trigger. Just drifting wide. So already in the beginning, this first game of Lopata's service game, a couple break point opportunities for Perez.
Good evidence of the grind we're expecting on court number one between these two.
Yeah, it's going to be a long match, I think. It's going to be a lot of long rallies. I think Lopata in general just gets such good length on the ball. You can already see in this game how much she's been able to push Perez pretty far behind the baseline.
About 50, 60 shots. So we're going to take leave of court one for a moment and check in on court number two next door, as we have a nice matchup. A couple of quality players for both schools for quite some time now. That's Ayşegül Mert, the junior from Istanbul, Turkey, a marketing major, who's the 7th ranked player in the country, going up against the senior for Edmonton, Alberta, city of about 1 million, which sits up on the North Saskatchewan River. We're talking about Mia Kupras. Kupras broke in the opening game and looking to finish in style in game number 2. Consistent winner for the Aggies over 4 years. Mark Weaver says, I like her because she plays the big matches well. She knows exactly how to handle pressure. And she'll feel some of that pressure from behind her, where the Bulldog faithful are loud and proud, but Kupras a break and a hold for 2-love.
She's actually one of the biggest fighters. I mean, there's so many matches that we've watched that it seems like she's been behind and she somehow can fight her way back, finds her way back. She actually played the first half of the season in the #1 position, and Mark Weaver was very happy with the way she handled herself. It felt like she matured quite quite a bit when she was in that role, but she embraced that role a lot. She actually enjoyed the challenge. You're going to see Mert running around trying to take that forehand as often as possible to dictate and try and move Kupras around the court.
Tricycle Mert, the lefty from Istanbul, Turkey. Quality freshman season 2 years ago. Brought into her sophomore year a powerful and potent forehand due to off-season improvement. Continued the hard work in the offseason leading into her junior year, and she continues to produce at a high level. 24-10 record overall includes a 9-3 record in the number 2 position, and she's run off 5 completed matches in a row. Against no losses in that span. Did have a couple of unfinished matches already in NCAA play. Did not play in the Alabama State opening round.
Oh, really good and strong on that stretch backhand from Kupras. It looked like she was completely off balance. I think that's why it took Mert by surprise. Beautiful backhand down the line.
Yeah, Isigul then against Charlotte was down a set, but was up 1-love when she forced the third. That went unfinished. Unfinished, leading 6-4, 5-4. Or excuse me, was about to take a loss against UCLA, pardon me. Down 6-4, 5-4, but that was also unfinished. Good finish at the net. Good deep push too, because Kupras was inside the baseline.
Yeah, it's just so calm at the net, Mert. We saw that in the doubles as well. She's so willing to be able to move and get involved, very comfortable when she transitions forward.
And Mert picked up her 24th win of the season yesterday in the quarterfinals against NC State when she came back from a set down to win 6-2 in the third. Her lone victory in singles play in this event. And Kupras, big forehand.
Kupras is looking to use the down the line a lot earlier in the rally, and it's working right now. Completely fooled Mert going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, that forehand is as big as they come on the Aggies team. Good push from Mert, and she's got her hold, and she's on the board. But the Aggies are up a break on 3 courts early in singles play. So the Texas A&M Aggies trying to find their way back in this contest after Georgia took the doubles point. Early doors opening set across the board, although Texas A&M does have a break lead on courts 1, 2, 3, and 6. So, hey, that's a good start if you're an Aggies fan. Peeking in on the number 3 action that's going on between Denise Delic and her counterpart, Marie of Texas A&M, a pair of freshmen. Pick their schools wisely. Jill said, you know, I like to go to a competitive school, and in their very first year, one of these two is going to go to the championship final.
Well, both coaches, Mark Weaver and Jake Bernstein, have said very specifically about their programs, how they want their players to progress, and a lot of them, they come and they have pro aspirations, and so you can see why they would pick big competitive schools like that, especially in the Southeastern Conference, one of the toughest conferences in the nation, and because you get the best quality, the high quality matches, the toughest matches leading in, and to come in as freshmen. And just to be able to consistently get pushed and play the best players in the nation is pretty great.
Yeah, and it's been something of an abbreviated season as well for, I think, Amarie. She only joined the team back in January, but Mark Weaver says she was gung-ho from the start, just wanted to get involved. In fact, she was very active in her very first match for Texas A&M. Called long by Delic, and she'll have the break for 2-all. Yeah, just to finish that thought for Amarie, when she joined Texas A&M, her first match was up against Texas. And in that match, she clinched the victory with this cross-court winner that Mark Weaver said, where did that come from? And suddenly realized this girl can do anything she wants with a racket.
Well, I think and there's Mark Weaver, but I think what was more impressed for him was how she went about it. She was so calm, like it was nothing, no reaction, just kind of, yeah, that's normal every day.
Just something I can do. He said fluid, almost effortless.
Oh, it's great hustle, but just couldn't get to that last one on time for the pass. But what great defending from Marie. Good pressure from Georgia.
Yeah, considering the top 20 talent, Lopata, and of course 7th ranked Mert. Drake Bernstein likes what he sees from the freshman Delic, especially because she just goes about her business rather quietly over on the third court, just does her job, and she does it well. 24-8 this season is Denise. And those 24 wins against 8 losses, the win total is tied for a 3-way lead for the Bulldogs with most wins this season, but her 75% win percentage is the best on the squad. Didn't compete against Alabama State in the opening round. Didn't get finished in her match against Charlotte, but then 2 straight rounds pulled off wins. A straight sets win in her contest against UCLA, 4-3, and then showed grit against North Carolina State's Broadfoot, coming back from a set down.
Wow, that was a big forehand down line return, and then great acceleration on that low ball from Amarie. I love that combination from Delic, the deep down the line on the backhand side to open up the short cross angle to really get Amarie on the defense.
Delic Secures the hold. That's 3-2 in favor of Georgia on court number 3. Georgia leading on courts 3 and 5, deadlocked on court 6. But court 4 is an intriguing matchup between Emma Dong and Lexington Reed. Dong in the near court for Georgia. Lexington Reed serving for A&M in the far court. These two are uber talented and just may shape the ultimate outcome of this contest. Bulldog faithful loud and proud once more as Lexington Reed settles in. Sophomore stepped in last year as a freshman and really meshed nicely with the Aggie group. She's mild-mannered and was exceptionally poised, said Mark Weaver, for somebody so inexperienced. She's parlayed her sophomore year into tremendous success. And she's been very productive for the Aggies in this tournament with a 19-7 record on the year. Made quick work of her opening round match against Quinnipiac, winning 6-1, 6-love. Unfinished against Baylor, but then post back-to-back wins against USC and North Carolina.
Yeah, I think what Coach Weaver has really liked too is she's like a sponge. She'll just absorb any kind of information and go with it. She's always wanting to learn. He said she's improved a lot, especially with her footwork. She's always been an aggressive player, but trying to use that footwork in a more aggressive way. She's gotten so much better from last year.
Dong got the scratch as she participated. It was a thought perhaps that she might not see action as Anastasia Gureva for Georgia might be in the 4th spot. And though it's a slow start for Dong, Reed benefits 4-1. But Dong making the appearance. We'll tell you why she was chosen when we return to court 4, because we got to peek in on court number 5 next. This has been a bright spot for the Bulldogs. Sofia Rojas, the senior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, is making big, bold steps. And I can't help but think, one, the combination of how good Rojas is with the late night finish from Martinez has been the lopsided score.
I mean, it could have been a factor because, I mean, she would, like I said, she finished at what, 12:25 in the morning, and
then had to do press.
Then had to do press, and then it's a couple hours because your adrenaline is just sky high. So it takes a while for it to come down and feel like you can fall asleep. I mean, despite having like you would have had the entire day, but still, it's tough to kind of rebound and regroup.
5'1", Violeta Martinez, the senior from Port St. Lucie, Florida. She started her collegiate career for the Illini at the University of Illinois and made the trip down south and has posted quality effort, including, you see that almost perfect record in the 5 spot. Had a win over Quinnipiac. Love and Love just ran over opponent as if she was not present, not accounted for. Didn't finish in her contest against Baylor. Martinez stomped her way through another sturdy effort against Southern Cal, 6-1, 6-2. And then, of course, the late night heroics against the University of North Carolina's Anna Frey. Clinched a semifinal berth with a 7-5, 5-7, 7-6 win after midnight. Rojas, senior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, back to receive serve and looking to break for the opening set.
that's a little bit of a break for A&M. That would have been a difficult shot for Martinez to handle. Just got to play a let to replay the point.
Sofia Rojas, who won her first 6 sets in NCAA play, lost her match against NC State, but she's back in good stead. Well, for the Aggies, because they have to win 4 singles matches in order to move through to championship day. Georgia just needs 3. The one court we have yet to take a peek in, well, that's court 6, and we'll remedy that right now. Patricia Pokštita of Lithuania, a freshman for Georgia. Serving down a break 2-4 to Daria Smetanikov, Texas A&M. Pokštita is desperate to try to help Georgia. She has not been able to produce a win. She did not play against Alabama State nor UCLA, did compete against Charlotte in the 2nd round from a set down, forced a 3rd set, but that was unfinished before the first game of the 3rd set complete, and she was poised for a 3-set win yesterday. Kind of disappointing in one respect. The good news is that Georgia won and moved through to the semifinals. She was up 5-love in the 3rd, but got no decision.
But couldn't finish. That's unfortunate, because I mean, at that stage you really just want to get through the line, but at least she had a really good lead in that, and it was feeling really confident. And I was just thinking about her doubles, how much fire and energy she had in the doubles to win at the #1 position, and felt like she would carry that momentum on. She had so much vocalization and fire, and I really felt like that helped them get through that doubles match.
So deciding point here in game 7. Smetanikov can't close it out, and Pokštita has the hold, closes it to 4-3 on 6, and will shuffle all the way across the Dan McGill Tennis Complex to court #1. And see if Anastasia Lopata can find her way to a 2nd hole. Luciana Perez has given her a whole lot of the business early.
Yeah, Perez really hasn't faltered at all throughout this first set. It's Lopata that's basically making some more unforced errors than we're used to seeing, but I feel like Perez is playing her a little bit differently today. She's getting more height on the ball, really pushing Lopata pretty far back and getting some short balls to attack.
Jake Bernstein grew up 30 minutes from Athens. He's been a Bulldog virtually all his life, and even played his collegiate tennis all 4 years at Georgia. Spent 11 seasons under the legend Jeff Wallace, and has picked up where Wallace, when he handed him the baton, said, "Program's in your hands now." Drake hasn't looked back.
Well, I think all the other coaches from the teams have been really impressed with how he's just taken the reins and continued to have such high success in the program. Not the easiest thing to do, knowing the pressure is on with how they did under Jeff Wallace, and to be able to take that over and have that those expectations on your shoulders, but he's come through.
Yeah, Wallace won 2 national championships. Drake's already got 1. He might be competing for another tomorrow. He's done virtually everything already. Won an indoor championship, an SEC regular season title, an SEC tournament title, a national championship title. Goodness, resume is packed. That's going to be tough to pull off. Perez has such great speed, and Lopata gave a little indication what she was thinking to boot.
Yeah, I feel like Perez has picked up on every single time she's thrown the job shot. She hasn't been able to disguise it that well. Perez is picking up on it very quickly.
Perez spent most of last season in the number 4 position. It was a big step up. Deciding point of the 7th game could be the set. She started the year in the number 2 spot, was unbeaten at 9-0, moved into the number 1 position, still has to lose a match this year. And she's got Georgia's top player on the ropes. And the Peruvian packs a punch. Perez has a 1-set lead on court number 1. So Texas A&M in good stead from 1 to 4. They're also looking pretty good over on 4 as Emma Dong finds herself struggling a bit with Lexington Reed. Needs a little quality momentum shift, and she's got herself looking at an almost pristine service hold. Dong does have a hold at love. That'll force the hand of Lexington Reed, and she will try to close it out. Dong has been fantastic of late. She has been rolling. She was unbeaten in SEC play this season. She has been fantastic of late, having won 3 consecutive matches in the opening 3 rounds. She's won 12 straight completed matches. She was pushing towards her 13th yesterday against NC State, but time ran out with the Bulldogs win. Reed looking for a 1-set advantage.
Yeah, she's starting to work her way back in this match. I think Lexington Reed just got off to a really strong start, and it's tough to kind of break down her serve. It's one of the strongest of her game, Reed, but I think Dong is just starting to slowly gain in confidence, just fighting for every point, starting to get a few more returns back in play. Sometimes it's just about the coaches giving you that little extra push and encouragement that can make all the difference.
Lexington spent a lot of time in the offseason trying to work on her serve. Mark Reaver said as a freshman, it really wasn't a weapon for her. But because of the hard work and focus on developing, she said this year it has actually become part of her strength and part of her attack.
And a lot of it is just having the belief to go after it at times. And also, I've seen them on the practice court a lot, just putting targets out there, trying to go for a little bit better accuracy. It's good hustle from Dong. Reed just pulling off that forehand at the last moment.
In the number 4 position, 7 of those 19 wins against 3 losses, 10-4 in the 3 position this year. A let called, so they'll replay that point as Dong looks to break to get within a single game. But yeah, it's oftentimes about matchups and where you fit, and it was certainly a good choice for Reed to go up against Dong, at least early. But Emma has really made some great strides of late to make things more competitive. And there's the break. So Dong has fought her way back in the opening set on court number 4. Meanwhile, things progressing in court number 6 view as Smetanikov at the far end is 2 points from grabbing the opening set. Parsite botches the overhead, and Daria Smetanikov will have set points for A&M.
That's a tough miss. It could have gone break point for Pautiste. Just chopped her head a little bit, just rushed that overhead. Good hustle from Smetanikov.
Telegraphed, and Pautiste is disappointed, broken, and Smetanikov for A&M has a 1-set lead quickly over court number 3. Why? Because things are shaping up for Denise Delic of Georgia. Amare serving at 40-30, but Delic oh so close to just sneaking off with the opening set. Does get the hold, so the set will not end. Instead, after 10 games, dead even.
Yeah, this one's going to be a tight one because both players play pretty similarly. I think Amarie just gets a little bit more rotation height on the ball and just forces Delic to sometimes want to flatten that ball out and take that big strike, but got to find that balance. That time just slapping a little bit too flat.
Last time we peeked in on court number 2, Isago March seemed to be in control against Mia Kupras, but that's no longer the case. In fact, Aggie has wrestled control of the set. It's 2 points away, giving A&M the opening frame. No surprise, though, Mark Weaver describes Kupras as one of the great competitors on the squad. Says she has the will to win. Not just the desire to win, but the will to win. Like, she goes out and says, no, I'm taking this match.
Yeah, and you can feel that. I mean, she just has that nice demeanor about her, that good, confident energy that she exudes out there. And Mert has just been trying to hit through her, and it's not working. She's such a good defender. Good body serve, that lefty serve just curving a little bit more into the body of Kupras. Still anticipated well and guessed right, but just great overhead. Good pop on that bouncing overhead from Mert. You just get the sense you feel like Kupras could run all day. And for someone that likes to hit with a lot of power, you can start to press.
Good variation throughout the rally.
Yeah, it's good effort from Mert to come back into this game. She likes to use that chip forehand, but short in the court, but she does well to keep it low, so it's tough to get aggressive on.
Nice to go, Mert. Backs herself mightily, saving myriad break points to keep within a touch. Kupras will serve for it on court number 2 when they stand up next. Things getting vocal and a lot of appreciation for what Emma Dong has done for Georgia on court 4. Looked like she was down and out, down 5-2. She's put herself back in and leveled things at 5 apiece. Lexington Reed for a second time will try to close it out from the line, unsuccessful in her first bid.
That's all about just resetting for Reed, just trying to get that confidence a little bit back. She's got to take her time in between these points, make sure she gets these lot of first serves in. Dong's been so dominant, 22-4, a singles record this season. Overall, throughout that rally, Reed was in control. Great court position, looking to stay inside the baseline, but Dong just got a little bit more depth on that last ball, rushing Reed. Well, Fine was able to get that ball a little bit more off the court.
Kupras serving for it for A&M over on court number 2 and has herself in prime position just a couple of points away. Reed trying to rally herself after the disappointment being broken in the previous game, starting to make strides once again towards reclaiming the lead.
And great control from Reed for that low chip slice return from Dong. Did well to get depth on that approach shot. point from Merton Kupris. I mean, Mert didn't do anything wrong. She played an absolutely perfect point. It was just too good from Kupris, the dipping low shot. Tough half volley to handle.
And Kupris now in prime position to be able to try to give herself a 1-set lead. Reed has just held on court 4 for 6-5 in the opening set. Dillick has set point on court number 3 just next door. So triple break point for Georgia on court 3. A chance to garner the opening frame. Cooper's trying to finish on court 2. Double faults on her initial set point.
Oh, it's a great serve from Amarie out wide. Just got the short reply. Moved inside the court well to take it early.
That's long on the return from Dillick.
So that's an opportunity. She had a lot of time on that return. Didn't have to be so good. Didn't have to be on the line.
She'll still have another set point opportunity. Kupris as well for A&M. And Kupris has set number 1 for Texas A&M on court 2. Amarie able to defend multiple set points on court 3. And they will go to an opening set tiebreak. Meanwhile, a lot of the elation you're hearing from the Bulldog faithful is because Sofia Rojas has built a 6-1, 4-1 lead for Georgia on court number 5. We'll keep you abreast of that as that might near the finish line coming up. But let's see how this tiebreak shakes out. This has turned into quality contest between the two freshmen.
No point has been easy in this contest. They're both just striking the ball so cleanly and really going after their shots, and a lot of it is starting with the serve. It's so important, especially in such a tight set, to get that high first serve percentage, because they've both been taking the first strike on the ball really well.
Oh, that is mighty. Remember, both of these young ladies are freshmen, but imagine Amarie in a couple years' time when she's really rounded out her full game. That backhand is quite a cornerstone.
I think both of them. I think the quality has just been really high in this first set.
Emma Dong with a chance to send it to a opening set tiebreak as well on court number 4 for Georgia. Lexington Reed not able to finish the deal for A&M as of yet. Beauty return.
Yeah, I like where she was too, 3 or 4 feet inside the baseline, just showing Amarie a very aggressive return stance. Just a little bit of luck with that leg court because it caught Amarie so far behind the baseline, ended up reaching for that return.
Dong has indeed extended it to a opening set tiebreak on court number 4 as well. So 3 and 4 taken to a 13th game.
Incredible defense from Dillick. Felt like she was out of the point. I don't know how she got her racket on that ball, but completely reset the point.
And Amarie is very unhappy that the crowd has gotten so boisterous during play, and she's not going to get any relief from it because now they're aware that she's upset. Yeah, that just went from the frying pan to the fire. Things are going to get a lot more agitating. Amarie, she'll need to regroup quickly, both mentally as well as in this tiebreak. Dillick ready to make the swap and hoping it's at 5-1. Amarie lets everybody know she's happy to have gotten a second point in the tiebreak. They'll swap ends. Meanwhile, you can see that Emma Dong continuing just to find ways to get around and through Lexington Reed.
The umpire trying to say, try not to make noise in the middle of the point. I don't think that's going to happen.
When you have 6 matches taking place at the same time, please be quiet on the one court that's here. That's not going to happen.
That's just part of college tennis, in my opinion.
And Amarie has to now come in front of the big grandstand, and will be right in front of them, have to hear it all. 5,000 when filled to capacity of the Dan Miguel Tennis Complex. Is going to feel like 10,000 for Amarie right now.
That was just a very well-constructed point from Dong to go up 4-love in that tiebreak. A little drop shot and then closed in for the volley winner. Must have just caught the corner from Dillick. Very bold strike on the ball.
Meanwhile, Lexington Reed over on court number 4 has to wonder what happened. Where did it all go wrong? She was in control of the opening set. Up a double break. And now down 4-love in the tiebreak. Reed finally on the board.
Stayed a little bit more patient on the cross in that rally, Reed, before finding the right moment to change direction. Delic, you feel like just absolutely using the energy right now to get in great position to get the first set.
Yeah, Marie is flustered. And the crowd is unrelenting now that they know they've gotten under her skin. So both tie breaks on courts 3 and 4 heading in Georgia's favor. A couple of set points for Delic on 3. Dong 2 points away on 4. Yeah, they were waiting to erupt. Things got awful quiet for a moment, but no longer. Delic takes the opening set tiebreak. Court 4 in favor of Dong as she starts to wrestle control, and she's got a handful of set points on offer. And Reed disgusted as well. She'll have to take off her visor, scratch her head, and say, I'm not sure what just happened, but the scoreboard will tell you, because things are shaping up nicely in this clash between the Georgia Bulldogs and Texas A&M Aggies, national champions the last 2 years, one for each. Let's look in now on court number 5. We told you about Sofia Rojas and what she has meant to Georgia. Well, she was in control of this contest, 6-1, 4-1, but look who woke up. She got the late nod last night with the dramatic win. Violeta Martinez clinching for Texas A&M after midnight. It took her a while to get involved, but now, Joe, she's in the mix.
Yeah, it took her a little while, but we know she never stops fighting Martinez despite the scoreline. And I think it was just a little bit of a dip in a level from Rojas that gave Martinez that little energy to take control of that opening. A little bit of a tough shot to execute at this moment for all in such a tense moment, especially with the speed of Rojas around the court.
Sofia has been a major anchor for this Bulldog team. She clinched the Bulldogs' 2025 NCAA championship victory when she knocked off Lexington Reed of Texas A&M, coming back from a set down to win on court number 6. That was 12 months ago. Now here she is trying to give them a push into the final once more, looking to get rid of Martinez in 2.
And just unforced errors coming a little bit more often off Rojas's racket. Just the footwork just not as accurate as it was at the start of the match.
Anytime it gets short, you go up there. You go up there and hit your favorite shot.
What a nifty little chess match between the two.
Again, Rojas just showing her speed in such a great way, really defending well. I felt like Martinez had some opportunities there to maybe take a ball or two out of the air, but just backpedaled during that rally.
Sofia Rojas, something of an anomaly at Georgia. She transferred from Oklahoma State before the season. First transfer in quite some time for Georgia. They don't usually go and find their talent elsewhere. They recruit directly into Athens. But Rojas impressed Drake Bernstein enough. Said, I really like the way she was able to just kind of focus her attention on matches. Brought her in here and says she lived up to that sort of analysis. She's able to tune out noise and distractions, just get the job done.
I think also how well she competes. I mean, you can see it in her. She's trying. I think it took her a moment to let go of the fact that she was up 4-1 and Martinez started to come back, but she does take her time in between points and really make sure she's ready for that next point. Just really good competitor.
Yeah, she said part of the reason that she was able to just make the decision when she was wooed to Georgia was she wants to compete on the biggest stage as well. She got her wish. Double fault, and it'll be a deciding point in this 9th game. Crucial. Rojas wants to just find a way to get past Martinez in 2 and go from competitor to cheerleader. Says, all right, Athens, who's with me? A game away. We'll keep an eye on things to get you back to court 5 in a moment. Over on court number 1, we've been wanting to look in on this for some time as Nasia Lopata of Georgia taking on Luciana Perez, Texas A&M. There's the 5'2" junior from Peru. Tried to keep her season perfect. Has not lost a match all year, and Lopata wants to be the one to break that string.
She was already up a break in the second set, 2-love, and Perez was able to get that break back. And now there's a lot of breaks happening in the second set. Lopata just trying to hold on, see if she can consolidate this break. Starting to find some more angles in this second set. So much of the first set you felt like Perez was the one that was moving Lopata all around the court, and now Lopata's being a little bit more clever about when to use the short angle off the court to get Perez more in trouble.
Yeah, Drake Bernstein says she's the most cerebral player on the squad, Anastasia Lopata. Garners a lot of it because she loves to read, reads anything. You put a book or magazine or anything with writing on it or letters and she'll read it. But
she reads the court very well.
She does indeed. Well played, partner. Rojas trying to finish the deal on court 5. The roar you just heard was Emma Dong continues to mount what has been a dazzling comeback. From 5-2 down in the opening set, she won the tiebreak, and she's just held to start set number 2 on court 4 for Georgia.
Had the opportunity and took it for Martinez. Good movement away from that forehand. That's too good from Rojas. Great acceleration through the ball. Very heavy forehand, just kept moving away from Martinez.
Another epic marathon-esque rally as Perez able to hold for A&M on court number 1, exceeding 30, 40 even strikes of the ball. Rojas on court 5 within a touch, 2 points away from a victory, trying to give Georgia their second point.
Again, just being a little bit careful there. I think Rojas just hoping not to make a mistake, and sometimes that can actually cause the mistake. Just hesitated on the backhand.
Meanwhile, we bring court 6 into play as Pokstite has marched right back in the second set. She has handed Smetanakoff all she could take. It's a complete reversal of the opening set. Bulldog 2 points away from slamming the door on a scoreless second set. Martinez, what a turnaround. Dominating the opening set, makes it 5-all in the second on court 5. And Rojas still left wanting. Thought she was in control of this match. In fact, she was. Remember, it was 6-1, 4-1 before Martinez inserted herself into the action. Smetanakoff with a chance to break to get on the board on court 6.
Great play, little sneaky move from Pokstite to come into the net just to apply that little extra pressure. Made Smetanakoff think about the pass. Set point now for Georgia. She just missed it. Knew she had to go for it. Had the opening. She actually ran around to get the backhand, the more secure shot, but just pulled it wide. forehand occasionally just coming undone now from Rojas, and most of them going long, again, just pulling off.
Shoot that and run around him for him. Okay, come on.
And the coach just reminded her to keep staying low. Sometimes if you start thinking that you're making mistakes, focusing on either the footwork or staying low can really help you kind of gain your confidence again.
Smetana serving to try to get a second game on the board on court 6. Perez and Lopata on court number 1 are level now at 3 apiece. Martinez continues to make problems.
Well, that one just dipped over, actually.
Oh, it got
Martinez
there.
started
Okay.
celebrating because she thought it hit the net, but it actually just went in Rojas's favor.
Not as problematic as originally thought, and Rojas a chance to reclaim the lead. Martinez.
A very different Rojas, I think, in this second set. She was so aggressive in the first set, really going after the forehand. Now these mistakes, you can just see her hesitate as she approaches the ball. Just trying to handle the nerves a little bit. Wow, after all that, it was a let after that long rally for Rojas Martinez, so they're going to have to replay the point.
Yeah, Martinez is back in it. 5 of the last 6 games have gone the way of the Aggie. And Rojas has herself wondering why things aren't done. Court number 6 as Smetana getting pushed around the court. Danger of surrendering the second set. Meanwhile, Emma Dong is on fire. 8 points of the last 9, excuse me, 8 of the last 9 games. Let me get that out first, Jill. 8 of the last 9 games. There we go.
Take your time.
Down 5-2 in the opening set to Lexington Reed. Now leads a set and 3 love. That's on court number 4 for Georgia. SDK.
Not super convinced, but I think because when it comes off your racket, she felt like she hit it so well, and it looked like Smetana was going to go up and hit it and then just let it drop. Must have barely missed. And Paktikste just absolutely happy to just hustle and just get everything back in the court.
Smetanikoff up against it, facing set point number 2. As it nears heading to the first deciding set of the competition here in semifinal number 2.
That's a great finish.
Well, we were talking about Emma Dong, who's on a 12-match win streak, who has been just ratcheting up. A slow boil has turned into full-scale 5-alarm fire, and Lexington Reed is the one who is suffering. Dong has run off 8 of the last 9 games and looking to make it 9 of 10 as Reed just cannot find any answers and how to turn this back around in her favor.
Yeah, overall Dong has just become a brick wall pretty much. And it's just hardly made any mistakes. Hasn't really given Reed any free points in this second set.
So a chance to extend her lead to 4-love. Luciana Perez, remember, was down a break 2-love in the second set. She's got Lopata now of Georgia in trouble.
So good from Dong, just playing with so much confidence. Angle off the overhead from Perez. Great accuracy just to get the mistake from Lopata.
Dong's continual slow jog into a nice trot, now a full court sprint. She is just pulling away from Reed. Meanwhile, the #1 player in the nation, Luciana Perez, started to really put Lopata's feet to the fire. Perez gets a little frustrated as it continues on, as Lopata really giving her nothing. It's just almost like a little game of patty cake.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's using Perez's pace against her to redirect so well to keep her on the move. I was surprised, actually, the choice there from Perez, because it's the first time I've really seen her get a little impatient, just wanting to finish that point.
She is the junior from the capital city of Peru, Ciudad de los Reyes. You might know it as Lima. Her perfect season continues on, and she's hoping to get past Lopata in straight sets. Again, just that impatience paying off. Lopata dragging out. We know Lopata loves long rallies. The average rally length of this contest seems to be in the teens.
Well, I feel like they both would stay out there all day long, but it's at this point for Perez, it's about getting across the finish line. And I feel like in these instances, Lopata knows that if she just stays super solid, I think a lot of times she does end up getting mistakes because you have to try and think of a way through.
Oh, and Perez breaks herself. A trio of errors. Lopata just too sure. Keeping everything nice and safe in the middle of the court. She has the break, and it's back on serve in the second set. Taking a peek in on number 3 court. Denise Dillick has been going about her business.
Jeez. It was a massive strike on the forehand. I think the crowd for sure in this second set has really helped Dillick just keep that momentum.
Oh, that's nice from Amarie. Great length over on court 6. Paxtite with a chance to wrap up the set. Take it to a decider at the far end of the Dan McGill Tennis Complex. Suddenly things starting to look very good for Georgia. Dillick out in front here in the second. And she's got a 5-1 lead. Dong has taken a 5-love lead in the second set on court 4 over Lexington Reed. She's a game away. And Georgia in the next couple of minutes could suddenly be looking up at a 3-love scoreline. So there it is. Georgia has the comeback starting to set up nicely for the freshman. The first set now to go to the third set. Actually now Rojas and Martinez has just gone 3 as well. So we've got a couple of 3-setters on the docket. Back to 1 we go. That's long from Lopata, more than 20 shots in that rally alone. And I was mentioning how Lopata is no stranger to wanting to drag out the points. We were here 2 years ago, Jill, for the SEC Tournament Championship. Rain moved everything indoors, but Lopata clinched the SEC Tournament title with a 40-shot rally against Mia Kupres.
I'm sure there were multiple 40-shot rallies
Indeed.
in that contest, just like there will be, just like there are today.
Dillick on court 3. 2 points away.
That's an excellent close into the net from Lopata. And I was just thinking, Lopata in these instances is so comfortable just to be okay with having the point on her opponent's racket, but in that case she took the initiative. Great approach down the line. She's very good at not overplaying the volley, just placing it, perfect accuracy. Go wide, yeah.
Delic now with a chance to give Georgia its second point. And Denise Delic gives Georgia a 2-love lead. A straight sets victory over Marie. Delic continues to shine in that 4 position. 23-4 on the year. Perez 2 points away from giving Texas A&M their first access to the scoreboard. And on court 4, Dong has match point. Reed able to find a way to get the backhand through the court. And she saved a couple of match points. And she'll have another hanging in the balance. And Dong's remarkable turnaround still within her grasp. Lexington Reed finally access to the scoreboard. And Emma Dong, a couple of match points go by the wayside. She'll have a chance at the line next. Luciana Perez, the #1 player in the nation, looking to extend her win streak unbeaten for the year. Now with match point.
Another long rally, but Perez just overcooking the last forehand.
Dong now 2 points away once again, as she's already had a couple of match points on her racket, but now she's at the line. Georgia oh so close. And Lopata finds her way to 5-all. Well, right next door to court #1 as that match was progressing, Mia Kupris, a chance to close out her contest against Isagul Mert in the near court for Texas A&M. Up and over. And that's long, and Mia Kupris finds a way to win. And gives Texas A&M their first access to the scoreboard. So the Aggies on the board, 2-1 in favor of Georgia. Mia Kupras picks up her 3rd singles victory of this NCAA tournament. Dong with match point. Number 5 on court 4. Emma Dong coming on strong from 5-2 down in the opening set. Wins 11 of the last 13 games. 13 being the operative number. That's 13 consecutive wins for the freshman as she gives Georgia a 3-1 lead. Back over to court number 1. Luciana Perez has already had chances to pick up the victory, but she's got some work left to do.
Yeah, this would be huge for Texas A&M if Perez can come through, but I have to give credit to Lopata. It was an amazing fight just to tie it up at 5-all. It takes a little bit of pressure off the rest of her teammates, knowing that she's still fighting hard. That match isn't over yet. Again, just understanding the angles of the court, covering the exact shot that she knew Perez had the easiest chance to try and get it by her. What great court coverage from Lopata.
Yeah, such good awareness. Drake Bernstein says of Lopata that he believes whatever she wants to do in life, she'll accomplish it, but he would love to see her try to go into coaching because she just has such a great knowledge and understanding of the game.
That was even close, but just enough power Perez got on that forehand. Lopata actually got a head start, was running in that direction.
Mark Weaver says that Perez is the quiet leader. She just goes about things by example. She brings it every single day. Perez finds her way to the hold. So once again, she's in the prime position, looking to sneak through past Lopata in straight sets on court number 1. All the way on the other side of town, Dan McGill Tennis Complex, is court number 6. Poksite and Smetanikov.
Excellent touch volley from Smetanikov. She's been starting to come into the net a little bit more, just being drawn in actually by Georgia with the slice forehand that she's been using. She hasn't been able to get the depth, and Smetanikov, I think, is very good at the net. She's got great hands.
Tanikoff with the put away. 30 love, third game of the third set. There's a lot of tennis still play on court 6. Go all the way back over to court number 1. There might not be much time left as Anastasia Lopata serves 5-6. Bulldog trying to make her case here to extend to a tiebreak.
Lopata just a little bit of a late call, and wouldn't be surprised if Perez challenges this one.
A long buster between these two. One of the longer rallies in a match that has featured nothing but long rallies. You can see Lopata a little worse for wear at the end of that.
It's been a very physical match overall.
And Perez also showing signs of how arduous this effort has been, starting to cramp up just a bit.
Yeah. Looks like the right leg just a little bit is tightening up. She's struggling.
She's asking for some kind of help, get some electrolytes or something.
Well, the worst thing you can do is stop. She's got to just keep walking and keep moving the body.
Just as she hit the ball, it cramped up, and Perez able to find the return winner, but she is struggling. I'm not sure, is there anything that can happen in the midst of it, or does she have to wait for either a sit down or?
I think she has to wait for a sit down, yeah. And I don't, usually you can't call a trainer for cramping.
No, and I don't think you're allowed to have somebody bring you something in the middle of play.
She's just going to go for broke. She is going to struggle now with these longer rallies. Looks a little bit better, actually.
Well, as you said, the worst thing she could do is just stop. And let it freeze up. You want to keep moving. That's why she's able to compete during the point. You can get the body moving. And Lopata does her part. So it'll be a tie break for the second set. Let's see if Perez, if there's anything she can do. I would imagine she would have the opportunity to go over and maybe take a sip of some electrolyte-laden water or something.
I mean, I guess she would have to do it herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she looks like she's walking better now.
She's ready to go.
I think Lapata's got to be one of the worst players you could possibly play if you're cramping. I mean, she's not going to break down. She's going to make you play. I also don't feel like, I mean, sometimes it's tricky to play somebody that's cramping because then you just start making balls, but she knows how to make balls all day long.
Roar you just heard from the Georgia faithful. It's because of an outcome on court 5. Sophia Rojas of Georgia has just broken to go ahead 3-2 in the third. All the Bulldogs need is one more singles match to go their way. And they face Auburn tomorrow.
And here with Lapata, you just got to think, I just got to make Perez move. Just keep moving her from side to side. It looks to me like it's bothering her more on the forehand side. That's the side that's coming a little bit undone. That's normally her strength. She just can't push off the leg as well.
Appealing to one of the assistant coaches for Texas A&M, Mark Weaver's all the way down, watching what's going on court number 6. He's down on the lower section, down on the courts 4, 5, and 6 area. He's not privy to what's going on, as Peta is able to find at least a quality first serve to get a point. And a good reason, of course, for Mark Weaver to be over there by courts 5 and 6, because he knows full well this at best could go their way, at worst could go to a third set. That's in the third set with Rojas up a break 3-2 on court 5 for Georgia. And Smetanikoff is up 2-1 on serve on court number 6 for A&M. Exhaustive, arduous effort. And what has been a very labor-intensive contest on court one. I don't know about you, Jill. I lost count at 52. I don't know how long that rally went.
That is just an unbelievable effort for these women. It is so physically tiring.
Well, I'll tell you what, there might be a byproduct that's going to be pleasing to somebody. Whoever comes through this match, one assumes that for Auburn, DJ Bennett will be in the one position. She's right now somewhere quietly cheering herself. Come on, girls, keep going, beat each other up.
Right.
Whoever comes through this is going to be worse for wear in the final tomorrow. Bennett will just say, play on.
Yeah, I mean that was actually a good sign for Perez that she was able to stay all of a sudden again in a very, very long rally, because she was clearly cramping, was struggling walking. Now she's just trying to down as much fluids as possible.
So Georgia leads 3-1. Able to get the point on court number 4, actually 3 and 4, plus the doubles point. A&M's lone point came on court number 2, Mia Kupras. Court 5 is on serve, 3-all in the third. And on court number 6, Smetanikoff of Texas A&M has broken for a 3-1 lead in the final set. And of course, Perez has already had a couple of match points on court 1, so if she can find a way to get through this, close the gap, then things get more intriguing.
Just got anxious and got the urge to want to really step up in that case, and just completely missed by a lot. Lapata.
Yeah, Lapata not cramping, but you know that she is absolutely fatigued. She has been working so hard, and she had her moment. Perez has been able to replenish some of the lost electrolytes. Now looking back and fit. Now looking to make her final stride towards the finish line. Oh, we may have a challenge. Perez disagrees with the out call. For our own edification, let's take a peek. This is the call on that sideline. Did it get some of the outer edge?
I thought it missed, actually.
Lapata did too.
Yeah.
4-all. Deciding point in the 5th game on court number 6. Smetanikoff of A&M hoping for 4-1. Martinez with a break point on court number 5 for A&M as well. And she's got it. Perez's forehand breaks down once again.
She had the whole opening and it didn't hit it with that much security there. Perez was just trying to guide it down the line.
And Texas A&M has just broken on courts 5 and 6. Martinez broke for the Aggies on court 5 for a 4-3 lead. Smetanikoff did convert the break point on court number 6 for 4-1. Suddenly Bulldog fans getting a little nervous as the gap seems to be closing. Lopata, throws in the double fault.
Shapai, she hit that toss, actually. It was so
brutal.
far in front of her.
Another one. Not quite as egregious, but out in front of her and just not pulling it back in is Lopata. As Lopata has saved a couple of match points, here's her chance to extend it to a final set. Crafty return. Well done by Lopata. And a couple of match points saved as the Bulldog back in the thick of it. It's going 3 on court number 1. Court number 5, Rojas Martinez. It's been a quality turnaround for Martinez. She looked listless in the opening set, just didn't quite have any of the verve we're accustomed to seeing from Violetta, but as the second set started to unfold, from 4-1 down, she's turned things around.
Incredible, yeah. I mean, I felt like you could see it in her face in the first set too. Just seemed a little bit lost about what to do. Maybe I think lacking a little bit of energy from the fight that she had put in so early in the morning for the quarterfinal match, but somehow found her fight again. Playing it safe with the swing volley, but still being aggressive, but just down the center of the court, and Rojas just getting overpowered.
Just seeking solace somewhere. She can't believe how dramatic the shift has been. The pendulum not only swinging Martinez's way, now it's stuck. Rojas said the serve was out. Martinez says, I would like to see it again, please. That's permissible. Challenges electronic review, and it's called good. Martinez, correct. And that's the game. So she earns the hold with the objection and the overrule. And Martinez a game away from once again providing a thrilling finish for the Aggies.
Jojo. Come on.
decided a little bit too late to take that ball out of the air. Small hesitation cost her. It's so difficult in these moments for Rojas in particular. When so much is on the line, you might be a little bit nervous, and you play someone like Martinez, he's just getting a lot of height and depth on the ball, just not giving you a lot to feel comfortable to be aggressive. Another unforced error from Rojas. 2 points away now for Martinez. Relentless consistency from Martinez.
Last night, had to endeavor past the midnight hour, winning 7-6, 7-5 in the tiebreak to pull off the clinching contest to get A&M into the semifinals. And now Violeta Martinez looking to hand the Aggies their second point. Coming back, 6-1, 4-1 down.
Great start, So. Head, girl, So. Head up, So. Good work. Here we go. Great job, So.
Not sure you practiced that.
I wish you could.
Yeah, it would be some kind of trick, but she'll take it, desperate to just get any sort of help here, find her way out of this hole. Violeta Martinez, what a dramatic turn. 6-1, 4-1, seemingly down and out. Picks up her 24th win of the year. And Texas A&M has their second point. Thanks to the diminutive senior from Port St. Lucie, Florida. A transfer from Illinois, making good. Daria Smetanikoff for A&M. Up the early break in this final set. 4-2, serving, far end.
This third set has mostly been on Smetanikoff's racket. That last point was a perfect example of what Potstikti has been doing, just chipping actually both the forehand and the backhand back in play. And it's just allowing Smetanikoff to take control in this third set so far. Just needed a couple extra steps up to that ball. Smetana She is hungry.
Lithuanian, speaking her native tongue, is imploring herself to get back in the mix here, get the break back. Smetana broke early in the set, but now facing some scrutiny on her serve. Patricia Postite gets the break and back on serve. Final set on court 6. Meanwhile, the effort that it takes to get through the match on court number 1 has befallen both women. The cramping of Perez earlier, and now it's Lopata's turn to get some treatment.
Yeah, both of them just struggling so much physically, and actually thought Perez was starting to look a little bit better walking around, but even her in this first game of the third set started getting a little bit tight in the leg once again. It's smart for her not to sit down, just to keep standing.
Well, we are guaranteed for the 3rd consecutive year to have an all-SEC Women's Championship. Auburn, in its absolutely fantastic record-breaking season for the school, has reached the final for the first time at the NCAA Championships, and they are sitting back waiting, hoping that this drags on long and tiringly, as the Tigers have found their way. We've been trying to find ways to figure out how it's going to go in, and the irony perhaps could be that it might just come down to this court, and it'll be a battle of attrition between Perez and Lopata. If Smetana can find a way to get through that 3rd set over on court number 6 for A&M, it would leave just court 1 to see who finished, and it would be last woman standing to be able to try to get through to tomorrow's championship. Freshman back to the line for the Bulldogs, trying to get level at 4-all.
Trying to use a pressure tactic by just hitting and coming forward, but just didn't do enough with that approach shot. Nice job by Smetana.
Patricia Postite, a freshman from Kaunas, Lithuania, stands 5'10". She's another solid freshman recruit. A terrific year, 9-3 overall, unbeaten at 4-0 in the number 6 position this year. Reflex. You can see how desperately she wants that backhand.
That's her comfort zone. A great close of the net.
The final two matches of the contest at the far opposite ends from each other. As set number 3 just underway and court number 1 as Lapata is finished with her treatment. Smetanikoff making moves, a half chance for the Aggie. She tries to secure another break and the chance to try to serve it out.
Come on.
Too good. That was so well disguised from Lapata. Just completely froze Perez at the baseline. That's great defense from Smetanikoff.
So early doors on court number 1. Still a lot of tennis left to play there. Smetanikoff trying to put finishing touches on game 8 on court 6. Breakpoint number 1 is long. She'll have another deciding point and chance, but Paxite still continues to put up resistance.
Oh, great shot from Perez. Just nice feel, like great touch.
Georgia back in the mix. Court number 6 with the potential to give the Bulldogs the victory.
Paxite just absolutely loving this atmosphere.
Oh,
just threw her arms up in the air. She did it in the doubles as well.
Yeah, each and every point. Remember when she finished that one point at the net, she held her fist up and said, all right, Athens, who's with me?
She might just get through this by pure will alone.
The quick recovery needed by Smetanikoff after the disappointment of not serving for the match here. Instead, just trying to get to 5-4. Five minutes past 11 local time on the campus of the University of Georgia. Bulldogs hosting National Championship weekend. Auburn already through to the final. Strength of the SEC on full display as the top 3 ranked teams in the nation are the 3 remaining teams here in Athens. Still trying to do her part for the Aggies on court number 1. Paksite is trying to use the emotion of the crowd to get the better of Smetanikov on 6.
Great job by Smetanikov. Knew exactly what part of the court to cover on the volley.
Perez hits long and also comes up limping. A cramp starting to return once more for the Aggie. Perez limping around, trying to find her way. A deciding point in the 3rd game. Smetanikov trying to take away some of the verve. Paksite. Lapata with the hold. Georgia up 2-1 on court 1. Crafty.
I mean, she's been doing that all day, but that was better executed because it was a little bit harder. It stayed a lot lower. I mean, Smetanikov did well to hustle up there, but she just couldn't do much with it. Just sat up there for Paksite. I mean, it's great for A&M, but that's tough to end that game that way. That was.
And the emotions of the Bulldog fans muted somewhat now as Paksite. We mentioned that every time these guys have met over the last couple of years, or these schools, mind you, it's been for high stakes results. And it has been tournament finals, national championship finals. It's the 25th time they've met overall the last 13 years. Georgia leads the head-to-head 18-6, but when there is so much on the line each time.
It's amazing. I mean, I think that's why both teams have stayed at the top for so long, is because they've just constantly been able to push each other to get better and better.
I'll tell you what, the Aggies come in here with revenge on their mind, though, because not only have these outcomes been important, but also when Georgia went in on March 12th to College Station, they went in and picked up a victory against Texas A&M. That snapped a 78-match win streak at home for the Aggies, and that did not sit well with them. They're like, okay, we're going to come into your house and see how it feels when we take you out in the semifinals. Well, that's what they're trying to accomplish this evening.
Great ball striking, especially at this stage of the match, with both of them just physically struggling. Still both going after it, hitting with very high quality. Let's see if Poxtiti can stay in this match. Pressure's on her shoulders, always trying to have to serve from behind, trying to stay in this match. Another miss from that off-pace slice from Poxtiti. Smetanikoff has consistently tried to take that backhand down line, but has missed it wide. And just slightly off balance there, Perez. A big point here on Perez's serve. Smart use just to keep it a little bit more physical, using the drop shot, and good job going behind Lapata.
A sound response from Patrizia Poxtiti, as she has herself a chance for a solid hold at love. Lapata for the moment says 2-all, denied. It'll be a deciding point. 5-all, court 6.
Whether you like it or not, because next time you guys can as loud as you want. Just wait till in between the points.
They're better than what you think. They get 2 points. You don't expect them.
Lapata, the break for 3-1. And Georgia finds new life.
That is a heck heck of an effort from Lapata, just wearing Perez down in that stage.
That being said, what's happening on court number 1 is a far cry away from what's really the focus of everybody at the Dan Miguel Tennis Complex. Virtually all of the supporting players, all the fans realizing the outcome hangs in the balance right now on court 6 with still plenty of tennis to play on 1. Coaching staff, fellow players, all down at the far right end by court number 6 at 5-all. And playing to the crowd. Patricia Puck. Yeah, I got to take it in. Paxtite just, she's got all this energy this late in the contest.
So much energy. It's fantastic. But I love the fact that she's just continuing to be so bold. She knows exactly how she needs to play to try and win this match. It's just being able to hold her nerve, just charging forward to the net.
She cracked me up there when she turns and just raises that fist to the crowd, just goes, look, hey guys, each and every point, crucial. You better be with me.
Oh my goodness, that's a second time now, just in the span of the last couple of games that she's gotten the net court in her favor.
Well, we've seen a lot over the course of these 3 sets, but haven't seen a lot of that. There haven't been a tremendous amount of drop shots on court 1, but Perez pulls one off exquisitely.
Was the right ball to wait to get aggressive on. Just so flustered that she missed that.
Mark Weaver says she's the emotional, hard on your sleeve type player. Speaking of Daria Smetanikov, she has been able to corral that somewhat in her junior year. Has continued to show improvements, getting no longer prone to mental lapses and a lot of maturity, far more consistent, and she finds her way to 6-5. Yeah, the highs and lows, the ups and downs haven't been as present as they were the last couple of years for Smetanikov. For the second time today, she's a game away from giving Texas A&M a point. Perez, multiple chances to break. And does so at love, and back on serve in the final set on court number 1. Well, this is the women's second semifinal. The 2 men's semifinals early today wrapped up with Texas going up against Virginia for all the marbles tomorrow. Of course, Texas champions in 2019, one of a number of titles the Longhorns have won. Jill Krabus, Virginia, won back-to-back titles in 2022 and 2023, and they will clash tomorrow at 2 p.m. local time.
That was an amazing turnaround for Virginia. It didn't look like they were going to be able to turn that match around, trying to beat the defending champions of Wake Forest, but they showed incredible heart and fight. It was absolutely an amazing match, so it's going to be a great final tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be good fun. Longhorns taking on Virginia Cavaliers. That'll be on ESPN Plus and re-air on ESPNU. Check your local listings for that re-air time. But back to live action on a Saturday night that's approaching the bottom of the 11 o'clock hour.
That change of rhythm sometimes is so difficult to play against. That Puck City is throwing at Smetannikoff, just that off-pace chip slice, then all of a sudden injecting some extra pace on the backhand. It's causing some errors from Smetannikoff. Just misjudged that one a little bit. Smetannikoff just showing her opponent that good energy, just constantly bouncing up and down.
Let's go, Georgia! Let's go! Let's go, Georgia! Let's go! Let's go, Georgia! Let's go!
That's such a great hustle. I think she kind of predicted that it might be coming at some stage, and she got up to that so quickly.
Texas A&M Smetannikoff looking to make her move.
That's a great job, just as far as not hesitating and really going after it. Just kept the feet moving.
Mark Weaver said the assets that Daria Smetannikoff brings is offensive-minded athleticism. Showed it there, just wanted to get the upper hand. Best foot forward. And a chance now to give the Aggies their third point. And that's it. Smetannikoff earns the victory in 3, and it's all even. Georgia 3, Texas A&M 3, and it comes down to the #1 court. The only arena left in a top 20 battle to decide who will move through to championship day. With a chance to draw level as well, and the matriculation and the migration, if you will, from the lower end of the 4, 5, and 6 courts, they're starting to make their way over as the Division I women's tennis world has suddenly gotten a lot smaller. 1 court. Decide who will advance, and the Aggies like their chances with their unbeaten superstar, the #1 player in the nation, Luciana Perez.
recover there from Lopata, who had just missed the previous backhand down the line. Chose to back foot Perez, but with a very confident strike.
Oh, Luciana Perez lined it up and fires a backhand through the court for 3-all. That was money.
That was so good. I mean, you can still see her limping a little bit, and I almost wonder if that just helped her kind of unleash and go for that shot. Just no hesitation. It was a good serve to begin with, a little bit short on the return from Lopata, and Perez cut into the court well.
Both women coming through their quarterfinal matches yesterday with victories as Lopata steps to the line, 3-all. Each with quality wins against 8th ranked North Carolina State. Lopata took the court against the 26th ranked Mia Salama. Yeah, Lopata being able to post a gratifying victory in straight sets over the aforementioned 26th ranked Mia Salama, 6-4, 6-2. For Luciana Perez, her win yesterday against North Carolina's Reese Brandmeier, that was 1 versus 2 in the nation. Brandmeier, the 2nd ranked player in the country, and it was Perez moving through 6-3, 6-1 to set up her date with Lopata tonight.
Just floating and sitting there for Perez. Just nice and calmly, great angle off the forehand. I did get the sense that Lopata may have just gotten a little bit tired in that rally. She was stretching her leg after the previous point.
Bottom of the 11 o'clock hour. Continuing on. Semifinal number 2. Perez starting to find better measure of the court and picking Lopata apart here in the 7th game.
She's upping in the aggression, but I think she kind of has to. She doesn't have as quick of feet as she did in the beginning of the match, just because she was starting to cramp a little bit. So she's really conserving that extra footwork, but actually unleashing a bit more on the ball.
Great play. Way to go.
Pettis able to break it, love. And the few Aggie fans that are in Dan McGill Tennis Complex, they like what they see. And the Bulldog faithful, not quite as boisterous as they were. Sets up a dramatic conclusion for Georgia, the top seed, three-time national champions, 4-0 against Alabama State and Charlotte back-to-back. Got past the UCLA Bruins 4-3 and handled the North Carolina State Wolfpack yesterday, the ACC tournament champions, 4-1. Georgia outscoring their opponents 16-4 to get to the semifinals. A&M running off victories against Quinnipiac, Baylor, Southern California, and North Carolina. Lopata trying to extend her win streak to 28-0. Excuse me, Perez looking to remain unbeaten at 28-0 with a victory tonight. As Lopata tries to upend the #1 player in the country and continue her winning ways of late.
For a moment, I didn't know if that ball landed in or out, but it just caught part of the line. Great effort from Lopata.
Yeah, Perez had called it out, but it was not to be. Lopata really not much reaction. She continues to remain focused as she looks to try to get the break back.
That nice and early, Lopata.
Lopata just ran out of gas. The legs had nothing left.
Well, there is a couple times in the middle of that point that she almost stumbled because I think she started cramping in the middle of the point.
Georgia took the doubles point. Then they picked up points off of courts 3, 4. That gave them their 3 points. Texas A&M grabbing court number 2. as well as courts 5 and 6 for their 3 points. And now it is just down to a top 20 clash on court number 1. Ranked Anastasia Lopata taking on the top-ranked player in women's college tennis, Luciana Perez. Georgia Bulldogs, number 2 in the nation, 1 spot ahead of the Texas A&M Aggies. The path to the championship went through these 2 teams the last 2 years.
Definitely a couple tired shots from Lopata.
Rubbing alcohol to wake up the senses. We ought to send that to our indefatigable group in the truck and our tireless, hard-working crew, camera operators, technicians. Much love to our entire group who have put in an arduous effort today themselves.
Incredible long rally, but there's that slight extra injection of pace on the last backhand from Lopata. Got the mistake.
And the deciding point goes the way of Luciana Perez. Texas A&M poised, ready to steal victory in the Bulldogs' house. Lopata ready to make her last stand, as one imagines somewhere. Jordan Szabo and his number 1, DJ Bennett. Try and extend this match longer, ladies. See if you can go another hour. They want them absolutely exhausted. Both women already there. Lopata's chance to try to get Perez to the line to try to earn it herself.
Perez is just playing so smart right now. I mean, not wavering at all. So solid from the baseline, but really just spreading the court well, just constantly keeping Lopata on the move. Because the fact that that ball just lands slightly shorter in the court worked to Lopata's advantage.
And a tired backhand from Lopata. And while the Bulldog seems to be running out of gas, the Aggie has never taken her foot off of it. Triple match point for Luciana Perez to send Texas A&M into the championship final. And Luciana Perez stays perfect. Notch it at 28-0 for the season as she puts Texas A&M into the championship round. A revenge for the loss on March 12th that ended the 78-match win streak at College Station for Texas A&M. Drake Bernstein's squad comes up short. They'll be brokenhearted. They thought they had it locked up. They were in a winning position. But Texas A&M comes roaring back, and they come into the Dogs' house, and they're the ones who will leave howling. Mark Weaver will vie for a second national championship in the last 3 years. Luciana Perez, once again, so sturdy. And the mighty might from Peru earns the Aggies the victory. Got to hand it to Lopata. She put everything she had into that contest to try to take down the nation's top player. And Drake Bernstein knows she gave every ounce that she had. As Georgia, bittersweet moments after a fantastic season, but they will not be playing in the championship round at home in Athens. The honor belongs to Texas A&M, who will take on Auburn for all the glory tomorrow. What a match. It was exhausting to watch.
It was. I mean, it's really a shame someone had to lose that match because the fight and the heart from both teams was just absolutely out of this world. But it is Texas A&M tomorrow that will be taking on the #2 seed Auburn, the #1 team in the country, Auburn. What a match that is going to be. That is going to be absolutely outstanding to watch. But the effort there was just incredible. The
Tigers of Auburn in their first ever championship round. It'll be Texas A&M trying to match their effort from 2024. Don't forget, tomorrow, championship day in Athens begins with the men's final. Texas versus Virginia at 2 p.m. local time on the East Coast, and then 7 p.m. Auburn, Texas A&M vying for the women's national championship. We hope you'll join us tomorrow, tennis fan. For now, we say so long from Athens.